Senator Joe Griffo is on the line right now. The senator talking about this downtown hospital project, and the story is from yesterday that everything is moving forward. They're looking for architectural designs. They're looking for input right now and for bids on contracts. Senator Joe Griffo, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
It's downtown, right? Can we solve this once and for all? Because
that's something.
It's downtown.
Stuff I would leave to discussions with the Mohawk Valley Health System Services. They could best describe and explain the process. We delivered. They needed money and went and brought $300 million back to the community. Now they have to determine a budget, a plan, and empower the community, involve the community, have a very transparent process. So I really don't have a lot to say about this at this point in time, except that I don't see any reason why the hospital project would not be moving forward.
Got it.
Sometime when you have a unique situation, because this was unique, we were able to bring $300 million here out of a $1.5 billion allocation. $700 million went downstate. $700 million went upstate. Of that $700 million, $300 million was dedicated to Utica. As you know, we had the issue last year where the governor tried to change that. We fixed it.
It did seem, Joe, that that was when there was a lot of talk of it moving somewhere other than downtown. And I know you can't put your mind inside the governor's. Believe me, and we don't want you to. As long as if you could come out though, normal, we'd like that. But at the end of the day,
we should talk college football then.
Okay. At the end of the day, though, it seems like he really wants this project downtown.
I don't know that they've made a determination that way. I think there's been a consensus that they would move it downtown.
Yeah.
I don't believe that had played a factor in the issue last spring in the budget. I think some of that was because there were other needs that were being expressed and advocated for, and he felt, and the staff, I think, around the governor felt, well, they could, the project in Utica was not moving forward. This was an opportunity to use that money somewhere else. I don't know that all those factors played into that decision. You don't know, as you indicated, what was in their head. But look, at this point in time, I think there's been a decision made by the hospital and the city to move into the downtown region. So you have location, beyond location, now you have to develop that budget.
Yeah.
You have to also be able to express and explain to the community what you're going to do as a reuse plan for the existing structures that currently house hospital functions. So there's a lot that they have to do. But right now, the responsibility and the burden is on Mohawk Valley Health.
There's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more money that has to be raised.
They need to now engage and be able to talk to you guys about what's happening.
Yeah.
We could periodically meet with them from time to time, and I know at this point there was some indication that this was taking a lot longer in a state perspective, and we can monitor that. In fact, I reached out to the health department yesterday because we want to see this stuff move, but it's not uncommon, unfortunately, for the state to move very slowly. We've had this issue with other grants and other areas of the community too, whether it's a non-for-profit or a local government, or now in this case, a healthcare institution, things don't move as quickly as they should, and that's something we can try to determine and make sure that moves.
The story in today's paper, though, is saying that progress is moving forward. Of course, everything is moving towards downtown. It is going downtown. But that they're still waiting for the $300 million from the state. So it's approved. Is it in now? Do they get it? Is it going to trickle in? Is it going to come over the course of a couple of years? How's that going to work?
Well, that's something that I don't know how that the final decision was determined. And a lot of times what happens, you begin to expend money, then receive money.
Right.
So in this particular instance, I'm not sure if they'll do this through installments. That's something we have to, when we discuss this, find out. But I don't know that you would get a one-time lump $300 million. But I do believe you need to see some money up front so they can begin to cover the cost of some of the preliminary stages that are involved in this project at this point in time.
I want to hit you with one other thing that's on topic but off topic, and that is just the pure scope of things here. The amount of money that has been invested from the state into Central New York, into the greater Utica-Rome area, it's really incredible, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of money. I mean, the key here, though, is that I know people want to see results, and we always have some consternation when things aren't moving as quickly. I don't know, maybe as we get older, Bill, I'm sure how you are now, but I like to see things happen now. I don't want to wait for it. So you're accurate in the assessment that we have gotten a lot of money here. We fought very hard, the Assemblyman and I, with the support of the county executive and the mayors. It's a good team. And when you look at it, the money for Nano, the money for the arterial project, the money for the hospital, if you begin to add this stuff up, it's really significant.
Yeah.
But yet, look at the arterial project. It took a long time for this thing to start moving and to make sure that money was there for that project. Because once it's identified as a concept and there's general consensus, yes, we should move forward with this, then it begins. And if you remember, there were some issues there, too, like, well, what should it look like? But in the end, we had to make sure the money was there. And same thing here with all of these various projects. The money has been identified and allocated or appropriated. The problem is the projects have to move forward.
Right.
And sometimes there have to be some safeguards in the system, obviously, for the protection of the taxpayers, because we've seen what's happened in some instances where if there's not that transparency and accountability, if there's not from each phase of the project, where you have to prove certain things in order to receive the money, there's a lot of elements that go into something like this. So I'm not sure ultimately how this will work as far as disbursement of the $300 million at this point in time. And that's another question that we're asking when we talk to our colleagues in state government.
Right. And how are you handling the Brad Pitt Angelina Jolie divorce? Are you getting through it? You all right?
Yeah, I'm getting through it.
Okay, just checking. All right, Joe. Thanks.
It's
thanks
a
for
pleasure to talk to you. We're on our way to D.C. right now on some energy issues, so look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, thanks for getting in early. Thanks a lot.